What if I told you that getting used to fighting could actually reshape your brain? Recent studies reveal that chronic exposure to conflict can lead to lasting changes in our neural pathways, affecting everything from decision-making to emotional regulation. According to a 2022 report from the American Psychological Association, individuals who frequently engage in conflict show a 45% increase in anxiety levels compared to those who avoid confrontations. This statistic highlights the profound impact that habitual fighting can have on mental health. In 2008, during the height of the financial crisis, many Americans found themselves in constant survival mode, mirroring the state of constant conflict. Have you ever noticed how arguments or fights can leave you feeling drained, almost as if you've run a marathon? This is your body's way of responding to stress, triggering the fight-or-flight response. And over time, this can lead to a heightened state of alertness that's hard to shake. What few Americans know about the science of conflict is that while it can enhance resilience, it can also diminish empathy. Renowned neuroscientist Dr. John Medina states, "Fighting changes our brain chemistry, often at the expense of our relationships." Can you identify how conflict has influenced your interactions with friends or family? As tensions rise in our society, it's essential to reflect on how we engage with one another. The way we handle disputes today can determine the emotional landscape of our communities tomorrow. In the next few months, we might witness a shift in how conflict is approached, favoring dialogue over discord. So, how do you plan to adapt your conflict resolution strategies moving forward? Remember, a little kindness goes a long way. As we navigate the complexities of human interaction, it's crucial to understand the long-term effects of our behavioral choices. Studies show that individuals who frequently engage in fighting may develop a distorted perception of threats, leading to an increased likelihood of misinterpreting neutral situations as hostile. For instance, research from MIT indicates that habitual fighters are 30% more likely to perceive a disagreement as an attack, which can perpetuate a cycle of conflict. Think about it. When was the last time you found yourself in a disagreement that escalated unexpectedly? This heightened vigilance not only strains personal relationships, but also impacts workplace dynamics, resulting in reduced collaboration and innovation. Moreover, conflict can trigger changes in our hormonal balance. According to Dr. Sarah Mednick, a sleep researcher at the University of California, chronic fighting can disrupt sleep patterns, leading to a 20% decrease in overall sleep quality. Poor sleep further compounds the issues, creating a feedback loop that exacerbates anxiety and irritability. Can you recall a time when lack of sleep made you more irritable? This cycle creates a reality where fighting seems inevitable rather than resolved through constructive dialogue. In a world where divisive rhetoric is becoming the norm, the importance of developing emotional intelligence cannot be overstated. Experts suggest that cultivating skills like active listening and empathy can counteract the adverse effects of fighting. What do you think about the role of empathy in conflict resolution? As we move forward, prioritizing understanding over aggression could reshape not just our personal lives, but also our communities. Embracing this shift may be the key to fostering a more harmonious society. After all, as the saying goes, it takes two to tango, but it only takes one to start a dance of peace. What if I told you that the way we engage in conflict today could define the future of our interactions? Research shows that the skills we develop in handling disagreements have a ripple effect, influencing not only our personal relationships, but also the broader social fabric. For example, a 2023 study from the University of Michigan found that individuals who practice positive conflict resolution techniques experience a 30% increase in relationship satisfaction over time. This leads us to consider, how often do we apply constructive approaches in our everyday disputes? As we reflect on our habits, it's important to recognize the role of emotional regulation. When we learn to manage our emotions effectively, we not only mitigate the damage from conflicts, but also enhance our ability to connect with others. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett, a leading psychologist, emphasizes that emotions are constructed by our experiences and interactions. This means that every conflict we navigate can either build or erode our emotional intelligence. Have you ever noticed how a calm conversation can turn a potential fight into a productive dialogue? Interestingly, the cultural context also plays a significant role in how we approach conflict. In the United States, where individualism often reigns, confrontations are sometimes seen as a display of strength. Yet, research from Harvard suggests that cultures that prioritize collectivism and community foster more collaborative conflict resolution. What can we learn from these different perspectives? In light of these insights, we must ask ourselves, are we fostering an environment of understanding, or are we stuck in a cycle of hostility? The next few months could usher in a new era where emotional intelligence takes center stage, allowing us to reshape our approach to fighting. As we embrace this potential for change, remember that every conversation is an opportunity to either escalate tension or cultivate peace. After all, as the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. What if I told you that the consequences of habitual fighting extend beyond our immediate interactions, influencing the very fabric of our society? Recent studies indicate that communities marked by high levels of conflict tend to experience lower levels of trust and cooperation. According to a 2023 report from the Pew Research Center, neighborhoods with frequent disputes see a staggering 40% decline in community engagement activities. This trend not only affects social cohesion, but also stifles collective progress. Have you ever wondered how a single argument can disrupt the harmony of an entire group? As we delve deeper into the science of conflict, it becomes evident that our brain's reward system is also impacted. When we engage in fighting, our bodies release stress hormones like cortisol, which can create a temporary sense of empowerment. However, this is a double-edged sword. Dr. Richard Davidson, a psychologist at the University of Wisconsin, notes that while conflict can activate areas of the brain associated with reward, it simultaneously diminishes our capacity for compassion. This raises a critical question: are we truly winning arguments if it costs us our ability to connect with others? Moreover, the implications of this cycle extend to our health. Chronic conflict is linked to a 25% increase in cardiovascular issues, as highlighted by a study from the American Heart Association. The stress from ongoing disputes can lead to elevated blood pressure, making it crucial to find healthier outlets for our frustrations. Can you recall a time when you let an argument affect your health, perhaps losing sleep over it or feeling physically unwell? The connection between our mental and physical health is undeniable, yet many overlook this vital aspect. In the midst of this, there's a growing movement advocating for conflict resolution training. Schools and workplaces are beginning to implement programs that teach individuals how to handle disagreements constructively. What if we prioritize these skills as much as academic or technical knowledge? Research from the University of California shows that training in conflict resolution can reduce workplace disputes by 50%, significantly enhancing team dynamics. As we look to the future, consider how you can contribute to a culture of understanding. Every interaction is a chance to model effective conflict resolution, whether at home, in your community, or at work. How can you incorporate these strategies into your daily life? By choosing to engage in dialogue rather than discord, we not only improve our own relationships, but also set a precedent for those around us. As we stand at this crossroads, the potential for transformation is immense. Remember, it only takes one voice to initiate a change, and your choice to foster peace can be the spark that ignites a broader shift. After all, the journey towards a more harmonious society begins with a single step. What if I told you that the way we handle conflict is not just a personal choice, but a societal necessity that can shape future generations? As we explore the ongoing dialogue surrounding conflict resolution, it's crucial to understand that the skills we develop in addressing disputes can influence our children's behavior long after we've settled our own disagreements. A 2022 study from the Child Development Institute found that children who observe constructive conflict resolution at home are 35% more likely to employ similar strategies in their own relationships. This raises an important question. What legacy are we leaving for the next generation in terms of how we resolve our differences? In moments of tension, our responses often rely on learned behaviors rather than innate reactions. For instance, when parents model calm discussions during disagreements, children absorb those techniques, equipping them with tools for future conflicts. Have you ever noticed how your own upbringing influences your approach to fighting? This generational transfer of conflict styles can create a cycle of either constructive dialogue or destructive fighting that lasts for decades. Moreover, the impact of conflict resolution extends beyond individual families. It can ripple through communities and into workplaces. A 2023 analysis by the Society for Human Resource Management highlighted that organizations that prioritize conflict resolution training not only reduce employee turnover by 25%, but also enhance overall productivity by 40%. Imagine what could happen if these principles were adopted at every level of society, fostering collaboration instead of competition. As we consider these implications, it becomes evident that emotional intelligence plays a pivotal role in navigating conflicts. Dr. Daniel Goleman, a leading authority on emotional intelligence, emphasizes that self-awareness and empathy are critical for effective conflict management. This brings us to a vital reflection. How often do we pause to assess our emotions during a disagreement? By practicing mindfulness, we can create space for reflection, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Interestingly, the cultural backdrop also shapes our conflict resolution styles. In the United States, where values of individualism often prevail, we might view confrontation as a contest to be won. In contrast, collectivist cultures prioritize harmony, leading to more collaborative approaches to disputes. What can we learn from these diverse perspectives? By embracing a more inclusive mindset, we can bridge divides and build understanding across cultural boundaries. As we navigate this evolving landscape of conflict, it's essential to recognize the potential for change. The coming months may present opportunities for societal shifts toward more constructive engagement. What strategies can you adopt to promote peace in your daily interactions? Whether it's actively listening, validating others' feelings, or seeking common ground, every effort counts. In conclusion, let's remember that our approaches to conflict today can shape not only our lives, but also the future of our communities. By prioritizing empathy and understanding, we can turn every disagreement into a chance for growth. As the saying goes, peace is not merely the absence of conflict, it is the presence of justice. With this in mind, let's commit to fostering a culture where dialogue triumphs over discord, setting a powerful precedent for generations to come.